Hello, you're welcome to another episode in our series focusing on VMware's hybrid cloud solutions. Now, in this session, we're going to look at the VMware solutions available on IBM's cloud. IBM is actually the first major partnership that VMware established on this hybrid cloud strategy. We'll look at the architecture, we'll discuss how it all hangs together, how it's all connected, and how you would go about connecting to this infrastructure. We look at how you consume services or VMware specific services in IBM's cloud and how you would operate those services from that point forward. We'll also discuss maybe how the solution has matured over the years and what is driving customers in today's terms to engage with IBM to deploy VMware in their public cloud. With that in mind, I'm delighted to be joined today by one of IBM's chief architects, Mr. Ronan Dalton. Ronan, you're very welcome. Thanks for joining us. Would you mind giving me a quick intro and maybe telling me a little bit about your role within IBM?
Yep. Thanks, Porrig. So the name Ronan Dalton, I work as the Chief Architect and CTO for the partner ecosystem business that we have here in IBM Ireland. In that role, I guess I lead a team of technical architects who focus on our business partners primarily to ensure that our partners have the best of IBM skills and expertise when it comes to our partners bringing IBM solutions and technology to their clients.
The VMware IBM partnership was actually the first partnership that was established by VMware in terms of their hybrid cloud strategy. Now it is a partnership, so it's a joint venture, and I'm curious as to what value IBM saw in allowing their customers to deploy VMware solutions within their public cloud, as opposed to, say, native cloud infrastructure.
Right. So, IBM as an organization has worked with VMware for many years, right? So if you think of the IBM business, we've been an IT services provider ourselves for many, many years, and we've seen the market leadership that VMware has in the data center when it comes to software-defined IT. And actually speaking with our partners and with our clients, we see the interest that that group have in terms of being able to continue to avail of their investment in technology, in tools, in skills, and being able to bring that to a cloud platform where they can avail of all the properties of cloud, when it comes to on-demand provisioning, when it comes to the ability to scale, as needed and only pay for what you consume, right? So it made perfect sense for us to consider, the VMware technology stack or the vSphere stack and bringing that to a cloud platform to allow for clients, partners to maintain and to continue to have the value of their investment in skills and technologies that they've worked with for many, many years. Right. There's a whole myriad of different use cases that we see with our clients that are looking to bring workloads, VMware workloads, to IBM Cloud. I guess the first suite of use cases are focused on those that have that investment in IT in a data center, and for whatever reason they're maybe constrained for capacity, and don't want to invest in new infrastructure in order to be able to cater for that capacity, new workloads in the data center. Or maybe actually the flip, they're actually looking at their data center footprint and they're looking to consolidate. They're looking to maybe have less infrastructure in a single data center, or maybe actually just turn the lights off on a data center, right? So from those types of use cases, we see a lot of conversation around hybrid cloud, a lot of, keeping a footprint in an on-premises, potentially a co-location data center, but extending that to a cloud platform with the same set of tools and technologies like IBM Cloud, and avail of, again, the ability to have the capacity in a cloud data center that can allow them, expand as needed, or, as I say, turn the lights off on a given data center. Those are maybe the first set of use cases that spring to mind. But I think, once an organization gets to that place that they've brought their workloads from that traditional IT environment that's been virtualized with VMware and brought it to a cloud platform, from there they can start to consider a whole suite of new use cases, right? Where they can start to, take that cloud hosted workload that they've just brought to the cloud platform, but start to consider what that might look like if it were cloud enabled. How could it avail of cloud services on a cloud platform? How could that workload potentially be modernized to be, cloud native, to run in containers, to run in a platform like OpenShift? So, use cases from the data center and the challenges that might exist there, to the opportunity that might be afforded by bringing the workload to a cloud platform and availing of, cloud native services, or services that are available from the cloud services provider like IBM Cloud.
So have you any examples of customers that are leveraging the VMware solutions on IBM's cloud and some of the values and benefits that they realized by doing so?
Absolutely. So rather than call out, a single client, it might be a better answered question if I share with you some outputs from a research that was carried out by the analyst Forrester in 2019, 2020, where they looked at a set of IBM Cloud clients that are using IBM Cloud for VMware Solutions and looked at the benefits those clients are getting from using that solution, both from a cost savings perspective, but also from a business benefits perspective. So maybe I'll just bring up a quick slide, Padraig, and share with you some of the insights from that study now. So on this slide, we see some of the outputs from the Forrester research that I mentioned just a moment ago that were conducted across 5 clients in a variety of different industries. Those clients all using IBM Cloud for VMware Solutions. And if we look at some of the highlights here, we see things like reduced data center costs by an average of 40% over 3 years, right? By leveraging the infrastructure on an IBM Cloud platform without having to invest in on-premises IT, we can avail of these savings, on a cloud platform. Operations staff can now more efficiently manage their VMware workloads, and they've reduced their operations efforts by around 2/3, right? So again, they're leveraging the tools that they're familiar with in the data center that they've maybe grown up in or worked in for years. And now they're bringing those tools, skills, techniques to the cloud platform, leveraging the properties of cloud, but availing of their skills with the VMware tool set on IBM Cloud. Security efforts reduced by 2/3, improved application availability, again, leveraging the fact that we have this broad data center footprint around the globe with our dedicated solutions available in all regions. Organizations have managed to avoid 4 downtime events per year by year 3. Right? I think that's a particularly interesting one. And then a point that I touched off of earlier around, modernizing an application, taking that application off of the on-prem environment, bringing it to a cloud environment, cloud hosted, cloud enabled, cloud native. We look at developer efficiency here, and developers becoming maybe 40% more efficient by having access to technologies like Red Hat OpenShift running on VMware in IBM Cloud. So I think, if we look at this study, and it's publicly available, and we can make sure that the link is available for those folks that view this session. But I think, there's some compelling data points here around the use of IBM Cloud for VMware Solutions for clients worldwide.
If I move my workload from my on-prem to a VMware-based solution in IBM's cloud, is that a natural fit that I can then avail of those services immediately, while still maintaining that data set within the IBM or within the VMware space?
Absolutely. And I mean, that'll be one of the selling points, I guess, when it comes to, taking a workload and bringing it to, IBM Cloud and leveraging the IBM Cloud for VMware Solutions on our cloud platform. So this slide, I think, visualizes quite well, that approach to taking the workload from on-premises and bringing it to, IBM Cloud for VMware Solutions, and the capabilities that are afforded, or the access to additional, cloud services once you're in that cloud platform or on that cloud platform. So I guess this first, graphic that we see here depicts the workload, described maybe as the monolithic workload running in VMware in the on-premises location, client's data center. I guess a first step in terms of trying to bring that to a cloud platform is the lift and shift, right? As outlined in the header here, taking the workload and leveraging, IBM Cloud for VMware Solutions, whether it's our shared environments or our dedicated environments. We're taking that workload as is, leveraging VMware HCX and bringing that to the cloud platform. Straightforward job to do, and something that can be achieved, with relatively little effort. From there, then you see the picture start to evolve, right? Where you've got now the picture that's building with the suite of IBM Cloud services across the top horizontal bar, right? So now we have the workload running in the cloud platform on IBM Cloud. Now we have access to the IBM Cloud private network, and that workload can start to avail of cloud services like, our analytics services, like IBM Watson, potentially even like IBM Quantum that's here behind me, right? But, other IBM Cloud services that can be accessed by virtue of now being on the IBM Cloud platform. And as we leverage these services, we can start to consider the workload cloud enabled rather than that simply cloud hosted workload that we saw previously. Now that we've got the workload on a cloud platform, on the IBM Cloud platform, we can start to look at, modernizing that workload. Are there elements of that workload that could be easily moved to run in, let's say, a microservice? And actually, thinking of things like a strangler pattern approach to looking at the elements of the monolithic app that could easily be, ported. I think that the slide here talks about the stateless components maybe being the first elements or the first aspects of the workload that can be ported to a container. Then we start to see a picture evolve where we can start to containerize that VMware workload and actually start to leverage, a Kubernetes platform like Red Hat OpenShift sitting on top of VMware. And ultimately, we take this to the extreme of, we've now taken the application, we've modernized that application, we're leveraging containers, we're still continuing to leverage VMware on IBM Cloud, we're running OpenShift on top of that and leveraging other cloud services. And why would we want to go on this journey, right? Because there's a whole, suite of benefits that can be availed of by virtue of, refactoring an application to become a microservices application, to running containers, to avail of, faster times of delivery, easier, modifications to the application, and ultimately, avail of all that is cloud native when running on a cloud platform.
There's a lot of choice available in terms of deploying VMware on IBM's cloud, and that differs from some of the other public cloud partnerships. Would you talk to me a little bit about what choices are available, or what options are available for customers?
Yeah, brilliant. So, we distinguish between the flavors of IBM Cloud for VMware Solutions based on either a multi-tenant offering or a dedicated offering, right? So we, let's address the multi-tenant first. We call that our VMware Solutions shared offering. And that essentially is a virtual data center that's provisioned on IBM Cloud leveraging VMware vCloud Director. What that provides is, a VMware environment that's running on infrastructure that, as the name suggests, is shared. It's multi-tenant. The distinction then between it and dedicated is, well, obvious, right? So dedicated is single tenant.
So what are my connectivity options in terms of connecting to my VMware deployment on the IBM public cloud?
Right. So there's broadly two camps here. There's the over the internet VPN type approach, right? Which I don't see actually very many of our clients actually use, right? When it comes to production workloads, actually they don't use. And so when it comes to a network connection that, we're looking for a fast, reliable connection into IBM Cloud, we typically look at an offering from IBM that we call a direct link, right? So with that offering, you will engage with your network services provider. Your network services provider will bring you, in terms of a network connection, from, your data center to an IBM Cloud point of presence. And at that point, then you're on the IBM Cloud network and you've got access to, all that is IBM Cloud. So engage your network services provider and look at direct link. Direct link, as it happens, also comes in two different flavors: direct link connected, which is a multi-tenant connection, lower bandwidth available, direct link dedicated, up to 10 gigabits per second, I think, available through that. But again, connectivity made available through your network services provider.
Workloads and migrating workloads to the IBM Cloud or to a VMware deployment or an SDDC in IBM Cloud, how does that work?
Yeah, so once we have that network connectivity in place between your on-premises location and an IBM Cloud, then we look to VMware Hybrid Cloud Extension, or HCX, as being the technology that bridges between the two, right? And as you probably know, with HCX, we establish a layer 2 connection that can allow for even bringing of your own IP into the IBM Cloud environment. A workload can be taken from, where it is today, moved quite readily into IBM Cloud. And actually, the reverse is also true. You can take it out of IBM Cloud and back into another location, leveraging the same technology.
So in terms of all the options that we've just discussed and the granularity that you can get to in terms of deployments, how does the pricing work in that case?
Right. So I guess because of the highly configurable nature of the environments that we can build, there's a number of different parameters that get baked into the creation of the ultimate price. I mean, when it comes to the dedicated environments, the pricing is monthly, right? Available on subscription, or actually not, as the case may be. You can go and simply provision with your credit card one of these environments, or you can avail of a subscription from IBM when it comes to pricing. And then in terms of the parameters that go into the pricing, we're looking at things like whether you're bringing your own license or whether you're getting that license from IBM, what VMware component you're building into the environment, and again, whether that's a license you're bringing yourself or you're getting from IBM. And then actually in terms of the underlying infrastructure, we consider things like the number of cores on the physical box, the flavor of the core, the memory that's allocated, and actually even the types of storage that are behind the compute, on the cloud platform. So, if you're looking to get a detailed price, if you go to the IBM Cloud catalog, it's actually cloud.ibm.com/catalog. You can get in there and you can configure, an environment that would mock up what you're looking for and get a price back off of IBM Cloud.
In terms of security, is there any security features that are applied in terms of VMware Solutions on IBM Cloud that we should know about?
So in terms of the security services, there's a whole suite of services that come into play when it comes to VMware Solutions on IBM Cloud. But if I think of some of the highlights, I think maybe first and foremost around the level of encryption that we can provide on the IBM Cloud platform, which is actually the highest level of encryption that's available in the market today, right? So we offer via a service we call the HyperProtect Crypto service, an encryption level that is the FIPS 140-2 level 4 encryption that allows for the encryption of data at rest or in transit on IBM Cloud, right? And that provides a great deal of security to our clients. If I think again of some of the other highlights, we provide a role-based access approach to the resources on IBM Cloud that are managed by our IBM Identity and Access Management solution. So essentially what that allows for is that, the right set of resources or individuals have access to the right set of resources on an IBM Cloud platform. So maybe flip this on its head, that the wrong people don't have access to your environment or the data in your environment, right, through that role-based access approach. And then maybe the third highlight that springs to mind is really the fact that we can build these environments on bare metal, on dedicated bare metal, in a single zone or across multiple zones, but in a way that we can assure our clients that we can geofence their data. They know where their data is, they know if it resides in a particular location, if it needs to reside in a particular location for compliance, for regulatory reasons, because of the way in which we provision those bare metal environments into that dedicated infrastructure. We can offer that as a security feature off of IBM Cloud.
If I'm interested in leveraging VMware Solutions on IBM Cloud, or I want to look at maybe some of the use cases, is there any options available to me in terms of maybe running a POC to see if it'll work or if it's going to fit my needs?
Yeah, so in terms of the different environments that we offer, the VMware Shared Solutions offering on IBM Cloud provides a 90-day trial, a 90-day or $500 trial that you can access, right now and provision an environment, a virtual data center environment on IBM Cloud, and start to kick the tires, start to get familiar with the technology as it runs on IBM Cloud.
If anybody watching this video would like to find out more or wants to delve a little bit deeper into the technologies or the configurations, what would you suggest is their best approach?
So at IBM Ireland, we're all in on our business partners today. And actually, when it comes to VMware, we'd ask that, potential clients speak with Triangle, right? The VMware expertise that you guys have across multiple different cloud platforms, but in particular on IBM Cloud, will really allow for clients to evaluate, the value that IBM Cloud can bring to them and their business. So in terms of that answer, I'd say, talk to you guys.
Ronan, thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us today. That was very insightful. Really enjoyed it. Thanks again, and we'll talk again soon.
Brilliant. Thank you for your time, Port. Really enjoyed this. Super.